Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're with us on this Monday morning. Starting off a big week here. Got all kind of guests coming this week. Some really interesting shows coming up. So stay tuned, and we appreciate your viewership. As always, we'll get started with our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and hardworking crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High today 80, low 73. Nice, comfortable day because we have a nice breeze coming in, keep the bugs away. If you're out on water, back in the woods. Our water temperature brought to us by Alco Electric out of Lynn Haven, stuck on 78, which I'm glad. It's that's seasonal this time of the year. So at the end of the Panama City Beach Pier, 78 degrees. Take a look at our Monday moon phase. But we don't do the river readings on Monday, but we'll have them tomorrow. But it is going up a little bit. Monday moon forecast, we have right here, we have a new moon next Tuesday, 27th. We had our full moon last Tuesday night. The new moon will be next Tuesday, so we've got going to be some dark nights this coming weekend. If you want to do some floundering, the nights will be good and dark. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good, strong tide today. We'll get talking about the weekend. Our weekend tide is going to be pretty flat. Okay, low tide this morning at 12:45 and a high after lunch at 2:23, and we're looking at the wind coming west-southwest at about 10 to 20. All right, we're going to take a break, come back with our special guest. Okay, welcome back and welcome to our guest this morning, Miss Emily Locker. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Listen, I've been trying to get this young lady on the show for a good while. Finally, we got connected. We've had all kinds of things that come up and everything, but I always try to get these young ladies who love the outdoors and have a passion for it, and Emily's one of those. So, local girl here, so welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
I'm born and raised here in Panama City. I've had Coach Chester as a gym coach when I went to Mosley. I've always been into the outdoors. I've always been big into fishing more than anything, and when I got into my adult years, I moved away to Colorado for a couple years and got to do a couple of outdoor things out there, like fishing for some fly fishing and catching some trout out there in those mountain lakes, which was...
And tell the folks about your guy named Dick Locker. Now, who, if my generation would recognize that name, Mr. Dick Locker, okay? Tell them.
So my pawpaw, Dick Locker, he was probably the greatest man I've ever known. He taught me everything. He taught me from how to put a worm on a hook to take the fish off myself.
And was the education system a long time?
Oh yeah, he taught me. I remember one time we sat at the table after school for about 45 minutes because him and Nan could not determine when writing a lowercase t, if the dash needed to go a little too high or a little too low. And my pawpaw called two of his peers that he graduated with and taught with to confirm that with me. So he taught me more than I even knew.
Yeah, and so you've always been around the outdoors.
Oh yeah.
Doing different things. What about, I know, right now, tell the folks what you're doing right now.
So right now I'm a nurse. I'm gonna be working here locally at Gulf Coast. I love nursing, it's my passion. I go back to school in August and I'm gonna be, my goal is to be a trauma nurse, an ER trauma nurse.
Okay.
It's kind of my passion. And I'm also looking forward to getting into the outdoor influencer game.
We're going to talk about that. That's exciting. And I was at your nurse's at your pinning ceremony back in December.
Yes,
You
sir.
got your pinning with the Handy nursing group, and it was really, really nice. And that's sort of how I finally got her narrowed down to come on the show.
It's been crazy.
I know it. So she loves people, has this real pretty smile, and loves outdoors. We're going to talk about all the different things she's done. But you'll start back in August. You're going to start back school? Okay. What and you want to end up at in emergency room trauma?
Yes,
What
sir.
makes you want to do something like that, you think?
I don't know, I've always kind of thought I had the niche for it. But during clinicals, I had a couple of code experiences, unfortunately for the patient, but luckily of learning experience nonetheless. And it was very much confirmed that
Yeah.
that was one of my instructors, one of the best ones, Miss Garrett. She said, you know, in class, she said, you're either gonna run towards it or run away from it. And I had the fun fact of learning that indeed I run towards it.
How about that? That's great. Great teacher.
Yeah.
Now, we're talking about outdoor activities. Well, I was talking about going to places like Alaska or Colorado, you know, because really that's some true outdoor experiences, and you got to spend some time in Colorado.
I did. I did actually go elk hunting once with my bow. My bow couldn't, what I pulled back would probably bounce off of it, but it was fun to experience that. And we did a couple good fishing trips up there in the mountains, and a lot of reservoirs up there. So,
what part of the state were you in?
So mainly kind of central northwest.
Okay.
It's kind of a little bit, we're kind of in between, I mean, right where they're in Colorado Springs, we were right there by the mountains.
Okay.
So a lot of people have flown into Denver, and they think of Colorado kind of almost like a Montana-esque kind of flat, but where I lived, I was about 10 minutes from Pikes Peak.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So you were close to it then. How long were you out there?
About 7 years.
7 years. I didn't realize you were out there that long.
Yeah.
So we're glad you're back home.
Oh, very
Is
much.
the family glad you're back home?
Oh, very. So that was my whole deal when I decided to move back. I said nursing school, and I'm gonna
You got it all
get it outside.
It's all mapped out right now.
Oh, yeah.
You got it all set up. Okay, we have all kind of cool pictures. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break and then come back and show you some of these pictures that Emily sent us. So we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Sitting here this morning with Miss Emily, our outdoor girl for the month. And we're proud to have her. I know she's always loved the outdoors, and like I said, been in Colorado a good period of time, and back here now. And but she sent us some pictures. Let's talk about these pictures. Okay. This first one here. Wow, tell us about this story. Where was this?
So this is on the Chattahoochee. This is where. So my pawpaw, speaking of Dick Locker, we always went fishing on the Chattahoochee. And,
right.
Recently, whenever I moved back, I went with my family. We have a couple friends that we go up there and hunt some public.
Is this on public land? No kidding.
We just walked the river. So a couple of these pictures with the hogs, we were just scouting some spots, just seeing what's out there, seeing what, if it was flooded in certain areas, just
walk the river.
Yep, and learning and doing all that fun stuff.
Was this the same one or this another one?
No, this was...
this is another one?
Yes, this was the first one that I killed since moving back with my family, and this was probably I will tell my kids about this hunt.
Wow.
It was I don't know, we went the week before, weren't lucky. I kind of choked, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't shoot the week before, and then we came out there and we saw that one, and it was once in a lifetime. It was very special.
What kind of gun do you have there?
So that is my good old reliable 870.
Okay.
Pump action Remington 12 gauge. It's a little long, but it's gets the job done.
Those pump actions are good.
Oh, I love it.
Wow. All right, I love this one here too. So tell us about this.
This is my turkey. This was actually the first time I've turkey hunted.
No way.
Oh yeah, I got a little spoiled.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I got a little spoiled in that one. He was a big boy. It was the first time we heard him gobble right before the sun came up.
Yeah.
I'd never heard, there was a ton of them gobbling, but I had never had anything to compare to. And I asked people away, I was like, they said, oh, there's tons of them. And we tracked him for about 45 minutes.
Where were y'all?
Right there in the Sandhills.
Okay.
Yep, on public land.
Public land,
Yeah.
you gotta be
I'm
kidding.
a public land person. It's he had a 10.5-inch beard.
Wow.
But his spurs were a little.
Yeah.
So I guess that's something with genetics up there that they
Yeah.
he must have been a little bit younger, but his beard was.
So they had to walk around some and then call them in?
Oh yeah, we had a decoy set up. We were kind of up on a hill a little bit. I was between two pine trees.
Uh-huh.
Just had propped up and just kind of waiting for the cue, and I saw two of them. He came out first to get all fluffed up with a decoy, and then then the Jake that was behind him, he came out swinging. And as soon as he did, I shot mine. And
this was your first hunt?
Yes, and I didn't hit any breast meat.
No way.
Swear.
That's pretty impressive right there. Okay, is this him right here?
Yeah.
You're happy.
I was
First time.
Oh yeah.
That just don't happen very often.
No.
So you love archery.
Yep, that is my bow. It's a Mission by Matthew.
Yes.
I got it up there in Colorado, and we had actually a couple indoor archery ranges that we could go to.
Y'all were able to, you can do it year round up there.
Oh yeah.
That's something we really don't have around here. Some folks have tried to do it, but with the weather up there, it's ideal.
Oh, it's super mild for. Everybody thinks it snows up there a lot of time, but the most snow I ever got up there was in May.
No way.
Oh, it was terrible. It was.
I was thinking it'd be like January or February.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when you it's just relaxing shooting that bow, isn't it? It's fun to do.
It's so fun,
and it really is.
It really makes you. It made me want to go do some push-ups. About the second time I shot it, I woke up the next day and I was like, I really need to get it together. But it is relaxing and it feels like you're getting back to the roots. Trying to get that.
Okay, the next picture here. Tell us about this one.
All right, so this is I call it an 8-point.
Okay.
He might have been a 7-point. You could put a ring on it.
No, I will say that. We rounded off.
Yeah, we round up.
Yeah.
This is a cool hunt. I actually killed him up in Bonifay about 3 o'clock in the afternoon after a rainstorm.
No kidding.
Yep, and he had about 2 other, there might have been 3. There was 3 others with him. I think he was the biggest of them, of course.
Don't tell me this is on public land.
No.
Okay.
No, you're like, all right, where are we going? He actually came out with 2 others, and the other one actually smelled us and ran down one of the other lanes.
Yeah.
But he came out, and fun fact, I shoot a Browning bar, 308 Safari Edition, and
Very
it is
good.
Belgian. It's my.
Listen to this girl. She knows all this stuff.
It is my favorite. I call her my Cadillac. She is. I've killed every gun with it, or every deer that I've killed with it. And the fun fact about that, so I was in a hurry to get my scope because I hadn't had one on it since Colorado.
Yeah.
So I got a new scope. It was the day before. I took it down to C&G to Mr. Adams. Shout out to Mr. Adams.
Yeah.
He got it bore sighted for me. He hooked me up with some new mounts for my scope because the ones I had would not suffice. He bore sighted it. We chatted, and he said, "If you kill something, you got to come back and tell me." And I said, "Okay." And when I killed him, actually, when I shot the first time, I shot over him, and he stayed sideways, and then I took a deep breath, shot him again, and he went to go run, and I shot him again. For whatever reason, I guess I shoot twice. I do that with a hog. But
so you hit him then?
Yep, I hit him twice, and the bullet holes were about an inch away from each other. So
that's awesome.
It was a fun. Then I went back to Mr. Adams at C&G, and I said, "Thank you." I said, "You set me up right with it."
It's so neat to have a local place like that you can go count on, and they're going to do quality work
every time.
And you just depend on it. They decided mine in the same way, and it was just I felt really comfortable with it. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, you're talking about catching some fish up there in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Whoa! Tell us about this.
So we were up in they call them reservoirs up there in Colorado. You can't get in it. You can't swim up there in those because they supply all the water, I guess, to everybody.
Okay.
So it was gorgeous up there. You could see a little bit in the back, the fog.
Yes.
So we're about 14 or so. We were probably about 11,000 feet up above sea level in that picture.
Wow.
And it was probably one of my favorite spots. I bought a house about a year before I moved back up there in that area, up in the mountains.
Yeah.
And this was about 10 minutes from my house.
Wow.
But this fish was actually female, and I have her on a fly hook, and she, as I was pulling her in, I guess that's fly hook, little jig. I'm not really too familiar with it, but she shot out roe.
Yeah.
Because there was a male chasing her.
Yeah.
But they're strong. You can't, and they're very delicate too. You can't, you can't toss them back. You can't really. They don't really want you to touch them with your hands because the oils mess up their immune system. It strips away their natural defenses.
Immune system, yeah.
And you can't keep them out of the water for more than they say about 30 seconds is the most.
What time of the year was this?
This was summer.
In the summertime.
Yeah.
It was cold for the summertime.
Yeah, it was. It was. But it's real dry. It was like a real. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think that night before we went fishing up there, we heard the elks bugling.
Oh, wow.
So it was
Wow.
it was cool.
That was some good experiences.
It
then.
was.
Do you eat these fish, or you just let them go, or try to let them go?
We just let them go.
Yeah.
I'm not too. I don't even know if you could keep them.
Yeah.
We had to have a special permit actually to fish in that reservoir. We had
Yeah.
to register and do all that fun stuff.
That's
so.
interesting.
Yeah, I know some people do eat them. We went ice fishing a couple times as well, and a lot of the fish we kept, and
Yeah.
we ended up giving it to a couple of the local people who go up there all the time.
Yeah.
Gave it to them to eat. And
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take our final break and come back with Emily Locker. Okay, welcome back. I love getting outdoor girls on the show, and this is a good one right here. As you can just be listening to her talk about all the things she's doing. So, so glad to have you, and we're going to have you back when you catch some more fish.
Absolutely.
So that's your assignment. Okay.
Perfect homework
from your gym coach. Okay, let's take a quick look at our fishing game time today. Brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. We're looking at 5:11, 7:11 this morning and tonight, 5:36 to 7:36. And talking about two more pictures to show you. Talking about let's get back into fresh water right now. We're looking at let's see. This is local, right?
Yes,
Tell about this. Tell about this bass, okay?
So I recently, believe it or not, I've never, as of about a month ago, I've never purposefully bass fished. I've always gone brim fishing on the river, real relaxing.
Yeah.
But I got into it recently, and over the last month or so, I've kind of learned the ropes, and I've worked my way up to, I think the biggest before this, I don't even think it was a pound. And I was learning kind of what to feel for and what to look for, and this was probably.
You're talking about when you first started bass fishing, you jerked it really hard.
Oh, yeah.
I used to
say, I still say I gave my lure, my grub, a scoliosis, because every time I'd pull it, it would be all keeked up, and it had 15 lily pads on it. But when I caught him, there was no thumping, he just took it and just.
So this is up here in the Sand Hill area?
Yes, sir. Up there near Crystal Lake area.
Crystal Lake area. How big was this one?
About a little over, right at 6 pounds.
That's nice.
He's a big boy.
You're going to get this one mounted?
Absolutely.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah,
I'm real proud of you for doing that.
Thank you.
That's a really cool one. I want to show one more. This is not an outdoor picture, but this is you getting ready to go to work, right?
Yes, sir. I'm at work. Just got there.
All right. Tell us about your nursing. We talked about it earlier and all, but it's sort of a self-satisfaction. You feel really good about just helping people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's probably I always knew I kind of wanted to help people, and I fought it for a little while, being young, but nursing is my passion.
If that's your calling.
It is my passion. The greatest experiences I've ever had. I worked as a nurse intern at Bay Medical, and I was very blessed to learn among one of the best group of nurses that I've ever had, and it's definitely a goal to be a trauma nurse and really help people as much as I can.
Well, I've always felt like nurses are just in a category by themselves as far as helping people, because I've been around them in different parts of your lifetime and all, with family and all, and they're like little angels coming in the room a lot of times. So I've always had a special feeling for nurses. So we appreciate as a society and outdoors people. And speaking of outdoors, this is going to be a great relief to get away from the stress of a hospital and going outdoors. And you've seen that.
Oh, that's one of the reasons I can feel it in my body when it's about a couple of 12s in, and I haven't been able to escape to the woods. And I can't tell you, when I walk into the hospital some mornings and it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's cold, it's chilly, and all I'm thinking, I'm like, it would feel great to be sitting somewhere in a tree. But
well, tell us about this. You want to be an influencer, outdoor for young ladies. So tell us about that. So
my mom has been actually telling me I need to do it for years, but for the longest time, of course, stubborn as I am, I was like, nah, I don't think I could do it. But recently, I've really my goal is to. The whole scheme of it is I want to show my hunts, of course. I want to do some commentary on that, but my main goal is to teach other girls and women how to do outdoor things without And there's nothing wrong with doing it, with a dad, cousin, men, anything like that.
yeah.
But I want to show them that they don't have to have a boy or a man
Yeah.
or anything to do with them. If they want to go and be outdoors and do it, I'm going to show them how to do it safely, how to do it mindfully, and really just get rid of that intimidation factor that comes with it.
And what a great role model she will be. I mean, she preaches. Well, she lives what she preaches. In other words, all the things she's done. So you're going to be a great role model.
Thank you.
So how do you go about being an influencer? We got about a minute or two left.
I'm not sure. So I recently ordered a harness. I think it's to hold my phone.
Okay, so you can take pictures. and
Yep.
all. Okay.
I physically can't record myself talking to the camera, just me. But I'm gonna record my hunts and do like a voiceover.
Okay.
And then I want to do about every week, once a week. I don't know if it's gonna be every Friday. I'm gonna come up with a catchy little saying, but it's gonna be showing women how to back up a trailer.
Good.
How to how to load the boat.
Yeah.
How to.
That's cool.
So I really want to just teach these, especially these younger girls that it's such a healthy habit, and it's
That's awesome. That's going to be so good.
And teach your kids, and get them out there.
And we talk about this all the time about getting involved in outdoors, how strong it makes an influence on you. Here's a great example here, and you see what has happened. So stay in touch, and you'll come back on the show as you make progress on the influence and all. And after the show, we'll show some of your video next time of you doing different things, and we'll try to get you connected to our viewing audience through some of their families and friends that that maybe. Because this is what we're talking about. Everybody doing things outdoors, and our society is better off.
Oh yeah, it makes our community so much stronger.
It does. It really does. And we learn to take care of our environment too.
Absolutely. That's my biggest. I vote everything that we talk about, and it's
that's a big deal.
You got to go in and go out and be respectful.
That's right, Emma. It's so good having you.
Thank you, sir.
We'll get you back soon.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all watching. Y'all do something good for someone else today. Enjoy the great outdoors. Let's take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.